All right, I went ahead and loosened this one anyway, so I know that the rubber in the sleeve here are not binding up when I'm trying to drop this thing. These are both 18s, and I just used the box wrench on this side and a socket on that. So right now what I got, I put the jack under it here. You can see it's moving pretty simply. I pull that out, and I got this moving because it's gonna move with that when it comes down. Keep these together. Keep those together. Alright, so let's see what happens now. Got that bolt out of there. I don't know what we got that's it's free. Yeah, because you're being held by that. I'm being held by this. I think I'm stuck till I figure out what I'm gonna do. Getting that out through the. There's no way. It's just no way. So I thought I could slide enough of it over here to get it to release. Let me try something really quick. Get me a. This sits down pretty low, doesn't it? Almost to the point where you could actually do the pan. I don't know why the Liberty is where you really can't do the pan without lifting the engine. You do have your pickup that's inside the pan, but I don't know, maybe enough clearance here to do that. Oh, let's see what we got going here. I'll show you how I get it out. Maybe I can get it out without having to drop everything over here. Okay, day 2 on this. I've got that bolt done last night, which is your front, and I went ahead and just connected the upper ball joint. This has started to slide out already, but I forgot to get another support and support the front axle, because right now it's just hanging by the drive shafts. So I gotta get a jack. Not gonna be able to get a jack or a lift over here, so I'm gonna use a jack that up. This is pushing out on the brake line. I gotta pull the caliper on that real quick. So that's where we're at. All right. Have to keep pulling. All right, I pull the tie rod in off of here, and then I finally went ahead and pulled the sway bar link out of the way, and it dropped down. Just had a hard time getting that by that. Also, going to need that anyway. Drop it down so you can pull that out, come across, and pull that shaft out. You're gonna have to do that. I didn't pull the caliper. I pulled the caliper, but I didn't. Yeah, what am I doing? What's saying? All right. I went ahead and pulled the caliper off of it and get it up. So we got the bolt out from the shock strut. I went ahead and did the bolt from the lower sway arm, and then I pulled the tie rod end. Let's see. Those sockets are 20. Those bolts are 21s. This one here, I believe, is a 16. I can't see. Oh, my stuff's gone. All right, so 21 on it, 21 up there. So this is where we're at. This should pop out now. I should be able to drop that down. And unfortunately I had to use a jack because I forgot to put a jack stand under it to keep that drive shaft up, to keep the drive axle up. And then I just went ahead and put 2 bolts in the mounts. I didn't lock them, I just slid them in there. I could drop that down out of the way if I need to, but right now I'll leave it like it is. All right, 1 drive shaft out. I did okay, dropped it down, was able to go over that and yank it out. So that's out of the way. I'm gonna put it all back together again before I do the other side. Okay, this side's all back together except for tie rod end and the sway bar link. Now what I did is I loosened this one up, and that gave me enough room to play with this. I've just put that in basically by hand right now, so that's the way that is. I did the exact same thing to this link here, because that'll line right back up without any stress on it. As you can see, it's starting right up by hand. You do not want to cross thread. All right, so it's going to sit like that. I got to get the control link bolt busted loose, because it already busted loose. On the back side, on this thing's supposed to keep it from spinning, but it doesn't. It's good for installation, but it's lousy for removal. Okay, as you can see, I pulled the caliper. I'm gonna lose those. It's gonna make it easier for me to work around. Make sure your sliders are these all need to be freaking replaced here eventually. Somebody just put new pads on it, which is fine. All right, and also I just busted the nut loose on that. I'll be able to shove that right on through because it's already disconnected from the drive shaft. Okay, so that's where I'm at right now. Oh, probably just I need them all. It's moving, but that's that. I might have been able to leave that. I should have left that thing installed. I might have been able to get it out a little bit easier, even on the other side, but that's ready to drop. I may not even have to do that. Pull those bolts, it may just drop right down because I've already got the other drive shaft off. And let's see what's think about the clearance. All right, well, yeah, there's nothing keeping it from dropping over here. So that might be ready to just drop out of there right now. And man, we don't bust that all loose. Oh, that'd be cool. All right, don't want to go any further. It was just all I needed to do is that one side. All right, stay tuned. Let's see if that works. All right, I was able to line that freaking thing back up and shove it in. That thing goes all the way across into here. It is one long shaft. So it looks like I've got it. The only thing that's holding it is right back there. Let's see if it drops. I can do some more stuff here. Hold on. Okay, the only thing it had was a drain tube. You see right there, vent tube, they say. Alright, I believe that's it. I'm going to drop this down just a little bit and see what happens. You gotta be careful, I don't want to fall on me. Alright, well, I'm in a dead end right now because this front mount here has to be removed. There's no more clearance for that to slide forward to drop down. And we have a stupid situation here where this bolt could have been turned around facing in here, and then the nut was on here, inside here. But it's not. Which means you got to drop the swing arm here. And I'm going to try that. Hopefully my bolts aren't freaking frozen inside the thing here, but the threads on this thing are freaking lousy. The back ones might be alright. They're all exposed. We're all exposed, I say. That might be pretty clean. I might go break that loose. And it'll be just a matter of lining them back up and tightening them back up. But in my case, because of this is already sheared off and everything, and I was able to shove that back through. I don't have to do anything over here other than put it back together again. So that's that. I'm going to break that. I already broke that. I broke that loose. Took the caliper off. I'm going to pop that out and then put that back together. And we're going to deal with this. I thought I was all done. Okay, well, I'm going to see if I punch that through, but that is an alignment. That's front end alignment right there. You don't want to mess with that. So I'm going to try and get that nut back on there without moving that. Not good. So we got to do something else here. Well, if I'd looked at the back side, like I should have, I would have seen it would have had alignment rings. Or alignments on it. Actually dead. Dead center, huh? A little bit of a kink here. And a little bit of a kink here. Or you can see a hole right there. There's a little bit of a hole right here. Stay tuned. Alright, I'm going to take a chance. See if I can get that to break through there, but it's rusted. The bolt is rusted into the sleeve, just like I had the issue with the Explorer. So I'm going to tighten that back up and leave it alone. I'm going to have to cut that bolt. I've got it loose, so I'm just going to have to cut it. And then find another bolt and push it in back this way and lock it in. Alright, that was a success. I just took the head off of it. Use the grinder. It should just roll out. And that's going to drop. There we go. That'll come right out of there now. Now I'll just find me another bolt, which I've got hundreds of them kicking around, so that's probably that. I was able to do a good job in zipping that right off. I didn't think it was going to be that easy. Alright, so it was. Alright, so with that done, get this out of the way. Alright, let me get that out of the way and do it with one hand. Alright, I'm trying to pull that, and come to find out, you know that little tray there that's used for draining the oil? When you drain the oil, it'll follow that little cup right down into your thing there. Well, that was holding it, so that is a 9. 1, front drive axle mount removed, and this should slide right out here and drop down. I have no idea how heavy this thing is. I'm gonna probably get surprised. Alright, our wheels are back on. Everything's tight, torqued. I'm just taking it up off of this here so I can bring it down and kick it and knock it off on the ground. I'm not going to try and mess with it from up there because I have no idea how much that thing weighs. It's just being held. It's being held in the back, and then it's being held on the end here. So there's nothing up front here to keep it from going in, because you saw me pull the mount up here. So I'm not going to mess with it. I'll just drop it down and I'll kick it off of there. Okay, there we go. Oh, it's out. I had it held on there. I decided I'd just go ahead and try to lift it up and see how much I had as far as weight. It probably weighs about 60 pounds. So be careful when you're doing it though. I wouldn't have any problem, but of course my right wrist here is still healing after that break. So, but there it is. I thought I was just going to drop it down and kick it out, but that's all right. I was in a good position, and I decided to go ahead and drop it. So, all right, there we are. This was getting this front drive axle out of here because, as you can see, the mount assembly is busted. If it hadn't been busted, I wouldn't have had to take it out. There's no way to repair that, so, and that's why. So, all right, drive shaft is probably going to stay right where it is right now. I'm going to figure out how to secure it. Secure it here so it doesn't freaking lay on the cat or the O2 sensor. Should be all right. Just sitting right here. I'm gonna strap it up and around. I probably threw one of the mount bolts, and it should be good until we get back around to getting this thing off of the gold Nitro. Well, I can get that done before winter for her. So here we are. He's missing his freaking rear on this one too. I just lost the muffler on her Explorer, or on her Liberty yesterday. So now I got to do another set of freaking exhaust, and that's exactly what this is. This is all the exact same stuff, and I guess it broke right off here. Not good. All right, there we are. Next, I gotta get this transmission line back on here, and we're gonna change the filter and then get it serviced up. And we should be good. Stay tuned.